together. Okay. Hi. My name is Stephani Parker, and I'm a singer, entertainer, songwriter, guitarist, pianist, philosopher of life, new beauty blogger, and I'm a workaholic. I will say that. If my close friends described me, they'd say, yeah, she's a workaholic. But I love what I do, so when you love your work, you will do it all the time. Anyway, I just wanted to introduce you guys to me. Some of you, about 150 of you all, have been following me since before I've transitioned to this new PinkLightHER Productions channel. But I just wanted you all to get to know me a little bit. I was born in Gary, Indiana, 219 all day. Michael Jackson's hometown. I graduated from Westside High School in 2001. Grew up performing with a group called the Westside Theater Guild. Used to perform all the time under the direction of Mark Spencer and Tony Washington Simpson, which I've got some things in the works coming up with Miss Tony, I still call her, to this day, so I'm excited about that. But then I went to college, Indiana University, Bloomington School of Music. I was there for a couple of years. Didn't finish because I was just ready to hit the road, you know. I just wanted to, I was ready to tour. I was ready, you know, to perform. So then I started gigging on the side, and then worked as a bank teller for a few times. For a couple of years while gigging on the side. And then I decided to enter this competition called Chicago Idol that was hosted by Kanye West and WGCI, which is the third largest radio, well, at the time it was the third largest radio station in the country. And a man named Elroy Smith came up with the whole idea, so I decided to audition for that, and I ended up winning. And so I got a single produced by Kanye West. So I found myself sitting in the studio with him and recording a really cool song. And then after that, the year was 2005, so nothing happened with the song. And years later, the song or the track has now become Tiana Taylor's "Oh, You're Gonna Love Me" and me. That song, that's the track that he and I were writing to about 15 years ago. So if you know Kanye, tell him he owes me a song. Anyway, after that, I got really, really depressed and decided to move to Atlanta and completely reinvent myself. Sorry, I'm thirsty. Completely reinvent myself. And so I moved there. I was a waitress at Club 112 before that got shot up. Then I was a waitress at Chow Baby in Atlanta and at 6 Feet Under. And I used to do gigs all over the city. Every weekend you could catch me somewhere at Lucky's Lounge or Sugar Hill or somewhere gigging throughout the city. I also sang in wedding bands all over the southeastern part of the United States of America. I've done governor's daughters' weddings, all kind of stuff. And so I've sung a lot. But after that, I found myself a part of this kind of up-and-coming wedding band, and I ended up getting into an extremely toxic, abusive relationship with one of the members of the band. And you know you're really done with something when you can wish that person well. So I wish nothing bad on that person. I hope they've gotten help and that it's just nothing but better days ahead. But for me, it was one of the most traumatic experiences of my life. It changed me. And one of the reasons I stayed, because people are always like, why did you stay? Why did you stay? One of the reasons that I stayed was because of the music. He was producing all of my music. And so that's how much I love music. I was like, I'm going to stick it out because I got to finish this album, you know. That back then it was like, that was everything, you know, was the album, the album, the album. Now if I could go back and say, you know what, just do one song, girl. Just do one song and see where it goes. You don't have to do a whole record. But anyway, so that's one of the reasons I stayed. And once I got out of that situation, because you're not going to leave unless you're ready. You know, people can tell you you're going to leave, and no, you're not going to leave until you're ready. So once I got out, I was like, how can I make a way so that women won't have to, you know, young girls that come after me won't have to go through this again. And I figured the only way to you know, change the history was to come up with my company, PinkLightHER Productions, PinkLightHER Productions, and basically realize that we as women, we have to equip ourselves with the skills so that we don't have to depend on the producer or the male producer anymore. We have to become the engineers. We have to become the producers. We have to boss up. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, gosh, that's going to take a lot of work. You know, I'm going to have to learn multiple instruments and all that. So for the last 10 years, shout out to cruise ships. They really saved me from that abusive situation. I left. I started working at sea and performing as a production singer for Princess Cruises for 5 years. I lived at sea on cruise ships for 6 months at a time. I've traveled the entire world. What a beautiful, amazing world it is. I'm so glad I got to do that, because who knows when we'll be able to do anything like that anytime soon. But while I was working as a production singer, on my days off, I would always be in the back of my mind working on PinkLightHER Productions, working on the logo, working on, shout out to Trey Club Designs for the logo. But, you know, picking up the guitar, just trying to learn how to play that. Always in my cabin, learning how to engineer vocals on my laptop. But I always wanted to learn how to engineer vocals from an easy aspect. People are always like, you need Logic to do this, you need this to do. Look, we need it to be simple. You know, the creative process is already taxing as it is. So the engineering process of actually recording the vocals in the track needs to be super, super simple, which is why I do all of my production on GarageBand, and I'm not ashamed to say that. It was invented and developed by Steve Jobs and John Mayer. So if you got anything negative to say about GarageBand, take it up with John Mayer. Steve Jobs is not with us anymore. But yeah, I just love how it's like engineering for dummies. You know what I'm saying? So I've been working with every version of GarageBand since the beginning of when they first came out, because as a kid, all I wanted to do was produce. All I wanted to do was recreate the new Timbaland track. Like, I wasn't like, I want to be a singer. I wasn't that. I wasn't. And I didn't have stage parents. My parents worked hard every single day, so I never went to them and was like, Mom, no. I just was in the basement putting in the work myself. What else? Oh, basically, after, you know, working at sea and learning how to produce all that stuff, opportunity presented itself to have my own headlining show. And that wasn't really the thing. When I first started doing it, it wasn't a whole lot of singers. Like, they used to take singers to do a headlining cruise ship show, but then they stopped. And I still was like, no, I just believe. I believe in this Whitney Houston show. I grew up singing her for the last 30 some odd years. I can do this. And the show got booked. It received for the last 5 years, standing ovations, every single show. It's called Remembering Whitney, the Greatest Voice of All. So not only am I a music producer and singer-songwriter, but I'm also a show producer, you know. So that's what PinkLightHER Productions is. It's a full-on production company, not just music, but we do videography, live concert, like everything you can think of. You know, I've even got a treadmill and a spin bike over here, because you gotta stay in shape. I always say they see you before they hear you. Anyway, up until March of this year, 2020, we were touring with the show. It was going excellent. Royal Caribbean was a great cruise line to work for. And Cunard, I worked for them a little bit as well, but mostly Royal Caribbean. And they had just started putting me on their Oasis class ships, so I'm singing this Whitney show in front of thousands and thousands of people, and it was going great. We're selling out of Selfie CDs, which is another record I dropped at sea, Selfie, S-E-A-D. Selling out of those, and then boom, COVID hits. And I've been here quarantined in Vegas, solo dolo, for the last 4 to 5 months, trying to figure out the next stage of my life, while producing Steph's Quarantine Mixtape, which is a collection of all my favorite songs, some original, some covers, but me doing a new acoustic version of every song. So I've been working on that. Check that out on here. But also transitioning into really bringing PinkLightHER Productions to life. So we've got the lighting, we've got the glam station set up, everything is set up to be exactly what I envisioned, and we are minutes from the Las Vegas Strip. I can't believe we are in beautiful, beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. So what a place to, you know, learn how to be an entertainer. What a city to learn how to do it in, you know. Anyway, I hate going on and on and about myself, but I figured I wanted to start this whole YouTube vlogger journey off by just introducing you to me. I can't wait to go on this journey with you all. The 152 subscribers that I have right now, I thank you. I thank you for your support. Comment below, say hello. And for those of you that are just watching this video, get into it. Get into PLHP and check out some of the mixtape. And yeah, I really, oh, make sure you comment. I have to get used to saying this. Make sure you subscribe, comment, and turn on your notifications and click the like, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'm your girl, Stephani Parker, CEO of PinkLightHER Productions, live from the fabulous Las Vegas, and I look forward to getting to know you and building this new community. Peace.